received this afternoon a message from the Japanese government. I deem this reply a full acceptance of the Potsdam Declaration, which specifies the unconditional surrender of Japan.
Born soon after World War II, the baby boomers spurred America's rapid economic growth for more than 5 decades. As the largest number of Americans ever to enter the workforce, they have experienced more technological advances than any other generation in history. During the next 25 years, 76 million baby boomers will retire. They will take with them an immense knowledge base, creating a skilled workforce shortage nationwide. There are only 46 million Gen Xers to take their places. 30 million college-bound 18 to 20-somethings are not pursuing advanced manufacturing careers. In less than 10 years, the United States will need more than 10 million new employees. America is facing a skills crisis.
The interesting dichotomy that's taking place today is there are a number of jobs available even in this challenged economic environment. There's just not enough of the qualified, skilled workforce to fill those jobs, which is what I hear from employers across the state.
Nationally, we're going to see 12 to 15,000 baby boomers retiring every single day. So you can imagine what kinds of job opportunities that's going to open for someone to backfill.
In the next 3 to 4 years, we anticipate losing another 300 to 400 employees due to retirement. And we've got to have a good, solid pipeline of new employees coming in to fill that need.
5 out of 8 people, 58 to 65. That's just amazing to me, you know. But, you know, you got a right to work as long as you want, but we're going to be left in the lurch as they do leave, and we lose all their experience.
Finding a replacement for these individuals who are taking the skills and knowledge with them is critical.
Manufacturing has changed tremendously. You can't just leave high school now and walk into a manufacturing position. It takes a lot of trained technical skills to be able to do that.
Every job now in the future will require at least 2 years in a community college or a 4-year degree.
The training and apprenticeship programs are the basis or the foundation for developing our workforce for tomorrow. The human capital that we have in our manufacturing facilities is critically important. Understanding the advances in automation, and we think the facilities like RCAM that have the equipment and the technology to help us drive that training into those employees is vital for us to compete in global economies.
It was not that long ago, I mean a decade and a half ago, that some of these site selection consultants were kind of dismissing Kingsport as being kind of a part of the Rust Belt with a lot of old industry in it. Nobody says that today.
Rust Belt meant to us that we were losing our manufacturing base. One leader in our community actually made the comment, last one out, turn out the lights, which was a call to action.
A sign of the community support here in Kingsport is the community leaders who had a vision 10 years ago when there was a crisis in manufacturing moving out of this area. And they came together and understood that education is the key, not only to keeping industry, but to growing new ones. Through that vision, a collaborative model was established to provide education scholarships for students called Educate and Grow. And any student right out of high school can get a free education right here at Northeast State at any of our teaching sites.
Many of the incentives that are being offered are typical of what's being offered in other states, by other states. But the one incentive that's being offered in the state of Tennessee that is unique is workforce development strategies, ideas to develop the workforce of the future.
America's primary competitive advantage in the global marketplace is advanced technology workforce development.
Well, again, skilled knowledge workers are critical, and that means that jobs can stay in the U.S. Most of what is being outsourced are the lower level jobs. Our citizens of this region can get the education they need right here in this area and work in this area and stay in this community and have good paying jobs.
We have very complex processes at our facility, and we need very well-educated people to help us run those. We also have a demographic bubble that's moving, what I call demographic bubble, that's moving through, and that's our baby boomers. And over the next 4 or 5 years, about 40% of our workforce will be retiring. We've done a lot of the training ourselves in the past, but we just don't have the capability to train that many people that quickly.
Actually putting a business with a local community college or local college and the business saying, I want you to teach my potential employees how to do this. If you will teach them how to do this, then I will be able to offer them a job.
As we began to talk about how to accomplish this, the City of Kingsport with its higher education facilities was interested. Domtar had a similar interest as that we have with respect to their workforce, and the state of Tennessee. And so we began to work through how we might accomplish that. And out of that came the AMP initiative.
The Advanced Manufacturing Partnership is a group of cross-sectional folks from our community whose objective is to develop manufacturing expertise and also career opportunities for the citizens of our community.
But if you think about the others that were involved in that, I mentioned Eastman, I mentioned Domtar, I mentioned the Chamber of Commerce, the City of Kingsport, the State Department of Economic and Community Development, and of course Northeast State Community College preparing the curriculum.
A lot of our training requires hands-on work, and so the RCAM facility was a natural progression of the things that we were working on with respect to the whole advanced manufacturing program.
The Regional Center for Advanced Manufacturing truly is a unique story. It actually started as a result of Eastman Chemical Company being given a grant by Governor Bredesen and Commissioner Matt Kismer of the State Department of Economic and Community Development.
Eastman actually is a great example of that. It just undertook a $1 billion expansion program. The state of Tennessee had a contribution, a small one relative to that, to make to it. But one of the things they did was take $3 million in the state incentives to build a regional center for advanced manufacturing.
It was very obvious that with the retirements that would be happening over the next 30 years, that there was going to be a significant amount of workforce that they were going to be losing. And so it was important that there be a highly skilled, trained workforce available consistently and constantly as retirements were taking place, as new positions were being created, that could flow right into those positions. And so RCAM was the vehicle by which that type of workforce training, skill training could occur.
This investment, I think, just to me is an indication of the value that a major Tennessee employer places on having workers who've got the skills to operate a world-class business.
No question that investment's going to take place and jobs will be created where there's a workforce that has the skills necessary to perform those jobs.
Nearly 12 million Americans, 9% of the U.S. workforce, are employed in manufacturing.
Domtar, local paper manufacturing, also a key part of our economy, recognized how important it was as well. Partnership was quickly formed. Domtar offered the property where the RCAM is presently located. The money actually flowed through our organization and Kingsport Economic Development Board. The facility was built on time, under budget.
When we created RCAM, we saw the global and a national change taking place. This was back in 2008. What we were trying to head off is to provide people in this region a resource to come to.
If you can provide a local person with access to low-cost educational opportunities that maximize their benefit after they graduate economically, then you've really provided a formula for success.
The facility itself is roughly 26,000 to 27,000 square feet of training facility. It's certainly designed for industry training, so the facility itself has got quite a bit of capacity to do whatever we may need here.
The real beauty of this RCAM facility is it was a custom designed facility to to provide advanced manufacturing training both for maintenance and operations.
The classrooms themselves are very flexible. We designed the facility with industry in mind, realizing that certain industries may need different training elements. A lab actually may be one thing one day and transform or morph into something else the next day.
Well, it's obvious because Domtar is located adjacent to the RCAM facility that we have a great advantage. We take our apprenticeship employees in the mill and have established a training program here in the RCAM facility that allows them to separate themselves from the work environment and focus primarily here on an educational and a training environment to get the classroom expertise they need. When you take that and you couple it with the on-the-job training they have out in the operation, it makes them well-rounded employees and technicians for our operation.
RCAM has some of the latest and greatest technologies as far as testing stations and mock systems, PLC systems, piping stands. Welding facility is excellent. I'm in electromechanical now, even though I'm through the apprenticeship program. I'm still taking more classes. It's just a fun place to learn, and I enjoy getting the knowledge of it.
We have a rich instructor base in our area. We have a large chemical company and a large paper company in our city, which requires a lot of engineering support. We have a lot of engineers, a lot of research scientists in the area. And many of those people enjoy sharing their knowledge and their skills.
The instructors that I've had, the majority of them, have actually been where I've been. They've been out in the field working, they know what the process is. A whole lot of them has actually been in the same field I'm in, as far as turning wrenches or lining pumps or trying to rig heavy loads. So they've got knowledge of it that they can pass on to you, along with book learning. In order to be successful working in a maintenance environment, particularly in heavy industry, a good solid background in math and science is essential. Developing and learning good communication skills, very important, both oral and written.
The U.S. needs the right workers with the right skills at the right time to drive innovation, increase productivity, and remain globally competitive.
Well, everything I learned goes hand in hand with what I'm learning from the journeyman on my job. Instead of just telling me, do it like this, program lets me know why I'm doing it like this. So I thought it was great.
Working today as a maintenance professional is a lot more challenging than it once was because of the changes in technology are occurring literally weekly.
It used to be you worked on things when they failed. If you had a bearing go bad in a roll, or you had a bearing on a pump go out, or you had to lose something, then you fixed it.
Downtime on paper machine would be, and it's never under $50,000, $47,000. We had so many minutes downtime, $50,000. But they make that readily available to make us know how important it is to keep the big boy spinning.
If you can repair a piece of equipment before it fails, then it costs a lot less than it does to wait its catastrophe.
The U.S. workforce is twice as productive as the next 10 leading manufacturing economies.
We use meggers, which we can check a motor to see if the motor's bad. We use a lot of different kinds of meters. We check pHs and ORPs. A lot of things that we actually do day to day, we have practiced here in the labs, not only here at RCAM, but at Northeast State.
Technology is changing at an exponential rate. Having the ability to change with technology is very important to all industry.
Eastman and other industry in the area like Domtar, we're really looking to this facility to do the bulk of our job-related education and job-related hands-on training.
We have 11 apprenticeship programs. Each of them are a minimum of 3 years, a maximum of 4 years. Once they're in the apprenticeship program, they will be coming to Northeast State to take their job-related education, their test, and their labs, and then they go back on the site to do their job-specific training and on-the-job training.
There's a lot of very area-specific training that you have to get for the equipment here at Eastman. There's a lot of very technical equipment here. I would have to say that mainly the majority of my foundation came from going to Northeast State in the classes I got there.
It really helps to have the RCAM here. It provides us with simulated equipment, lab areas that we can simulate processes, whereas out on the floor it's hard to simulate that because you've got a real process going on.
I actually went to high school in Lynchburg, Virginia. After that I took a couple years off to kind of figure out what I wanted to do. I went through the program at Northeast State for the machine tool technology, and after my first year there I got onto the co-op program here. And they hired me in as a full-time employee after that. Math is a big thing, and it's not only just this job, it's kind of the logic that goes along with the math. That'll help you in a lot of aspects of your life.
Probably use trigonometry more than anything. Probably the one thing in school I didn't think I'd ever use, but I use it every day.
Northeast State gave me the training I need to start out looking at blueprints. Concentrate on that math homework and practice your welding skills.
I put in a transfer notice to come out of the production part of the plant to the maintenance. Part of the transfer process was having to go to Northeast State and the RCAM to get the associate's degree that they required for their technicians.
We were basically handed a contract and gave us an outline of all the school and the education that were going to be available, and that made me want it that much more because it came with basically a free degree.
You can find things like welding classes, programmable logic controller, process systems training, mechanical systems training, power transmission, chemical process operation, and industrial safety, and all the courses that support the technology fields and programs through Northeast State.
RCAM has been a great tool in preparing us for what we do day to day on our job. We've studied a lot of PLC, programmable logic controller, and is capable of doing thousands of processes at once. And we've learned here in this RCAM building how to program those, how to troubleshoot them, how to make changes in the program if needed, and it's just been very helpful.
I was never really that good with my hands, and now I'm pretty confident with I could do about anything put in front of me.
I'm not going to pull any punches going through the apprenticeship program. It wasn't easy. I mean, while you're in it, it's like, man, am I ever going to get through this thing? But then once you look back on it, I'm really kind of remorseful because I enjoyed a lot of it.
Well, I'm 45. When you have to go back to school after that many years, it makes it a little bit of a challenge. Some weeks we would have to go to school 4 nights a week.
Well, I think that they went above and beyond most of the teachers because they realized we did work full-time jobs. Some of them really stepped up to the plate to make sure that I understood, and if I needed extra help, they were always there, so I commend them highly.
We are always looking for more females for these high-tech, advanced manufacturing jobs, specifically in the craft jobs, our mechanics, machinists, and metal fabs. They've got the creativity and the attention to detail that we like to see in those jobs.
Working in this environment, like you said, is traditionally considered a man's, and it's intimidating. But once you get in here, welding's fun, and they say women make the best welders.
Right now in my shop, I'm the lead electrician here. I have one person working with me. He's an apprentice, and I've had him for a little bit over a year, and I'm training him. I would definitely encourage women to try out the career. You don't have to be a big strapping man to do electrical work. I once had an engineer tell me that as an electrician, you're paid $4 an hour from your neck down, and the rest of it's from your head up. In other words, you got to think on your feet, do your job, and you don't have to have lots of muscles to do it.
I'm always getting calls, this is tore up, this is down, this is not working. And to go out there and say, well, I know how to do that, and repair it or fix it or get it back up, that is the fulfilling thing of why I like it.
My advice would be, if you're not really sure and what you want to do with the 4-year degree, and you're good at working with your hands and you're willing to learn, that this would be a good job for women.
When you compare 1990 to 2010 in Kingsport, we actually have grown by 30%. The city's population increased by 30%. The median family income went up by $20,000 a year. The poverty rate decreased in Kingsport. Bachelor's degrees and associate's degrees went up. So, collectively as a community, we are all doing the things that we need to do to be sustainable for the long term.
In 2009, manufacturing workers averaged $72,258 annually. Non-manufacturing workers averaged $58,411 annually.
Statistically speaking, RCAM is already accomplishing its mission for us. We just graduated our first class of 5 apprentices at the Domtar paper mill who are now in the journeyman status, and those 5 gentlemen earn 60% more today than they did 4 years ago in terms of their take-home pay. And they have the skills and the knowledge that we need to both maintain and to operate efficiently the equipment we have in the mill.
Recently, people here at the RCAM designed a troubleshooting course for folks at Eastman, and they came in as a pilot group. If everything went well, we are planning on putting that troubleshooting course into our apprentice programs so that our operators and mechanics can work together and learn to troubleshoot together. That's how it works out in the field, in the plant, but you can't always get that when you've got individual apprentice programs. So it's really important to us that the folks here at RCAM listen to what the industries need in training and then be able to provide that, which is just what they did with us on the troubleshooting course.
What is particularly unique about RCAM is that because of the public-private partnerships we have, RCAM and the curriculum that they promote allows us to both train the employees that we have in our existing operations, but also allow people to come in from the community and pick up on that training so they'll be more employable when they finish and when they get their degrees. And that's helping us not only to get a higher quality employee, but also potentially new employees who can hit the ground running for us.
We actually provide a wide variety of services. That includes all types of assessment testing. We provide informational services, referrals to other agencies. We also provide placement services, workshops, trying to prepare them for the labor market, and we partner with a large variety of folks in the area to provide a variety of workshops, such as financial workshops if they're having difficulty with home loans while they're in school or if they've been laid off, credit card debt, things of that nature. 2 of our most popular workshops that we've had are our interview clinics and our resume workshops. What we do is we actually have employers come in and do mock interviews with our students to help them prepare for the labor market and for those hard interviews. So that's gone very well. And actually, as we've done that, employers have found folks that they could hire. Over the last 2 months, just out of those workshops, employers have found 2 folks each time that they wanted to hire, so that's worked out very well.
Nationally, the unemployment rate may be in the 8% range, but for degreed professionals, it's in the 4% range. So that should be a great statement on the value of having some sort of advanced degree, not necessarily a bachelor's degree, but at least 2 years or beyond secondary education training to be able to get that job and keep it.
As we looked at the last semester, realizing that 200 students just completed training here, we were nowhere near our capacity.
Nationwide, manufacturing has recovered more quickly and more strongly than other industries in the U.S. economy. We need people that are skilled and trained to make the machinery, to maintain the machinery, and to operate the machinery and equipment. I think that many students don't quite realize that manufacturing that is high-tech also relies upon high skills and thinking ability, not simply turning a wrench.
Students don't know, students in high school, for example, or adults do not know that there's a major need out there still in manufacturing. All that you hear in the news is that manufacturing is going away. But there's a huge need, especially in this area, for continued education and degrees and certification in a variety of industry-related programs, such as electromechanical, industrial-based programs.
Well, I started off in high school. I never imagined that I would be in the manufacturing career, but I had an opportunity at a local manufacturing plant, and I got into there, but it was process instead of maintenance. But I got an idea of what the maintenance did, and then I got interested, so I signed up for the electromechanical program through Northeast State. And then after that, it was just, I decided that's what I wanted to do.
There's so many young people coming in now, and I try to tell them to get their feet wet, get into a craft. You know, I said, even if, you know, Well, they say right now plants aren't guaranteed to last. You know, our parents could work at a plant and retire, but if you get into maintenance, you get a craft or skill, you can carry it anywhere in the world with you.
There are many jobs available in this area. For example, in welding, we have 120 students right now, and most all of them are getting jobs or have opportunities even before they graduate.
There are 200,000 welding jobs available nationwide.
Right out of high school, I'd heard a lot about welding program up here and that they offered it. I knew a couple people that went, but I never really thought about it, and got out and started making money and got around the people that were welding and stuff like that, and learned a few little things from them here and there about it, and just the more I learned in it, the more interested I got. So since I've been coming to the RCAM, it's added like some stability a little bit to my life, pride, and just feeling good about yourself, feel like you're going somewhere in life instead of just sitting around, you know, working at a dead-end job, doing something that somebody could come right in behind you and learn in 2 or 3 days.
I think it's vital that we as a community, that we as leaders, continue to say to the citizens of our community, particularly to the high school students and junior high school students and elementary school, that we expect that you will continue your education beyond the K through 12. We want you to become lifelong learners. It's not only vital to our economy, but it's vital to you as an individual and being able to provide for your family. So we need to continue to set those expectations at a level that are challenging, but at a level that are certainly reachable.
We are continually looking for ways to engage students. Today it's highly competitive. Technology has been a wonderful tool for us. However, the offering of Xbox and Wii and all the technologies that are out there, it makes our job to engage the students, I'm not going to say more difficult, we have to make that more dynamic. They have to understand that careers in the fields of technology are very exciting careers. Our ability to introduce a student to that kind of environment early in their career and show them math and science in a way that would get them interested. I think if we get students interested, certainly then they will have the passion to move on and learn new things and put those to work for themselves.
We're getting this thing from Lincoln Electric, Lincoln Welders. It's like a virtual reality welding machine, and whenever you put on the welding hood, it's got little lenses in it that you see through and stuff, and it does the sound, and it replicates exactly what you would do if you were welding, and tells you your problem areas, like what you could do, you know, different positionings, put your rod in, go at about at different angles.
What would have happened had there been no RCAM is I can only believe that we would have continued to do what we've always done. And I've heard it said before that you can't continue to do what you've always done and expect different results. So RCAM has been an enabler for us in the industry to think outside the box and to get training for our employees that we never before knew was possible here in the Tri-Cities area. And that's allowed us not only to train on equipment that we know we have now, but on concepts and on futuristic things that we believe are going to be the next generation of manufacturing. And that's going to allow us, again, not only to compete here in the U.S., but on a global scale.
You don't want it to be the best kept secret. And so I think it's critically important that manufacturers all over the country and literally all over the globe know that RCAM is there. Because as companies look where to invest, where to create jobs, where to get the most productive environment, RCAM could be a critical piece, and I think will be a critical piece of that equation if they know it exists. And so with a great business climate, a great quality of life, wonderful cost of doing business, and RCAM helping to better train the workforce, it's a great equation for recruiting investment and supporting your existing industries.
The U.S. produces 21% of the world's manufactured products.
Kingsport, Sullivan County are training the 21st century workforce. They're gaining national recognition for that. The academic village model is something that's being talked about around the country.
Through the entire academic village, we have spent in excess of $20 million of taxpayers' money. And we've done that with the support of the taxpayers, which is probably unheard of. We have received not only recognition from the state of Tennessee that they're using us for a model, we received an award from the Harvard Kennedy School of Business Excellence for our accomplishments. We received the National League of Cities Award for Excellence for municipalities of 50,000 or less. So what we have done has really brought attention to Kingsport, Tennessee nationally.
Well, we believe that the local, state, and government agencies can and already have offered a very valuable contribution to RCAM. Certainly having the local officials attuned to what we're trying to do here has made RCAM fit right in perfectly to the academic village and the higher ed center concept for downtown Kingsport, and it's rolled together seamlessly. The state agencies that we've used, most importantly the economic and community development folks, have been working hand in hand with us to make sure that not only that we have the facilities but also the high-tech equipment that we need to train tomorrow's employees. And we also have grant opportunities and certification through the U.S. Department of Labor that's been a tremendous help for us in validating the programs that we have here at RCAM.
I think there's no question that RCAM could be a best practices model. It's started with great success. The number of students who are applying for the program has grown exponentially. The number of students that are going through and coming out successfully is growing. So I think there is a great opportunity for RCAM to be looked at by others around the country, both for learning what's going on, for replicating what they're doing, and also for recognizing it's an innovative way of ensuring that the workforce has the skills necessary to support the advanced manufacturing sector.
U.S. manufacturers are responsible for more research and development innovation than any other sector.
As America, I think we love innovation. We love the ability to see and do and dream and do. And one of the things that I think we have is a unique capacity at RCAM, and as we incubate the idea of technology training, we can engage students who may not understand what it is inside of them that makes them want to create. But if we can give them the tools in the toolbox to be able to bring that to life, then we've added an intrinsic value that we may not even know that we have capability to do.
The Kingsport Academic Village is a great example of how the partnerships between educators from several institutions, employers, and state government can help raise the bar to create a high-quality workforce. We are proud of the efforts and accomplishments of Kingsport Academic Village and their objective to provide students with a high-quality education and cutting-edge technical training.
I'm a displaced worker. I lost my job in February. I've been working entry-level jobs most of my life and decided that with the help of AV&T and unemployment benefits that I could probably get in school and earn a degree to help me get a job that I could actually do until I retired.
What is the requirements for your job, and where did you go get your college, and how many years, and what's the requirements?
In your case, where you guys are right now, the most important thing you need to do if you do want to be an engineer is to make good grades.
Why do you guys like working where you are working right now? If you do like working where you are right now.
The question was, why do I like working where I'm working now? And yes, I do like where I'm working.
What's going on there is you have heated up a mixture till you get the thing boiling. Now the vapor above that is more of the lower boiling material and less of the higher boiling material. And as it goes up the column and up to the bulb at the top, you get the higher boiling material going back down and the lower boiling material coming over. And if you have enough separation there, you will end up with just the lower boiling material being distilled over, the higher boiling material all going back down.
I enjoyed going to Eastman. I thought it was very interesting. I didn't know they cut metal and things. I knew that, but I didn't know what they created out of it.
So congratulations, you all just cross-linked.
You just made poop. I want to be a chemical or civil engineer because my dad does it, and you get a lot more money than some other stuff, and I like working with people and figuring out stuff. I've done distillation like this. I've done almost everything except blow myself up yet.